let's talk about the concept of ILL or iLiving labs, and in a couple of words about the project E³UDRES². My name is Judit, Tallárom-Czingili. I work as an international coordinator at Mátyás University in Hungary, and now I would like to give some insights of E³UDRES² vision to start with. The project promotes, first and foremost, small and medium-sized cities and their rural areas. So development connected to these areas of the countries of partner universities are in the focus of attention to develop them into sustainable regions. Also, the better quality of life for people living in these rural areas gets kind of primary focus as well. And the third aspect is to create the future university concept, the multi-university campus across Europe, where co-creation gets a very important role, and also where a kind of new methodology governs teaching, challenge-based methodology that provides future-proof knowledge for students who participate in the sessions. Research is very important here. Mission-oriented research means that we focus on these key roles that are among E³UDRES²'s key concepts. Being human-centered when innovating is also, as I mentioned, primary important. At the moment, we have 6 partner universities belonging to the project and working on the concept which I just mentioned. Austria, Portugal, Hungary, Belgium, Romania, and Latvia are the present partners. At the moment, we are working on extending the project, and also most probably we have 3 more partners joining the second phase of the project if our application is successful. Let's get back to ILL courses, iLiving lab courses. So the courses focus on 3 major topics or aspects, as I wrote there. Circular economy. This is the idea of sustainability, with other words. Aging and well-being, as I earlier said, focus on people's life and circumstances. Artificial intelligence plays a crucial role in these developments. The ILL courses focus on one of these aspects, but somehow, here and there, the other 2 aspects are also built in the course. The learning method, what is new and invented, and we are working on making it more and more effective every round, is the new participants, let's say, in the procedure. Student, of course, is one, but we do not have teachers in the sense that we are used to. We have educational entrepreneurs who are the facilitators of knowledge, not giving you facts, what you need to learn, and then you just give the facts back at your exam at the end, but giving you hints where to go, how to find solution to a certain challenge. And stakeholders also are involved. They are responsible for having the real life connection to what society needs, what the business world needs, so that your idea and your solution to the challenge or to the problem becomes a real life solution to real people's lives and difficulties. Co-creation and creativity, teamwork is the way how students work in these sessions. And because they are from different disciplines, regardless of their program, students can register for the same challenge. They bring in new aspects from their own professional areas. That's how creativity plays a role. Design thinking methodology, what I would focus on a bit more, that makes a real difference between the usual way of teaching and how ILL courses work. First, team members come together, they get to know the challenge, they get to know each other. So that is the phase of empathizing. And then they have the idea how to find a solution to the challenge. That is the phase of ideation. And then they try to create a prototype of some kind of real life solution, a device, an app, a website, a podcast, anything that might be useful and helpful to solve such problems that the challenge raises. Then there's the testing phase. They test whether it really works. If it doesn't, then they go back and rewrite a prototype and then go back again to testing. And finally, at the end of the ILL course, students need to present what they did. They need to be able to prove that it really works in business. It is a really good idea to start a kind of startup activity using that. Future skills are also in focus. What these are: when you learn certain material at school, you are good at your profession, you are managing factual knowledge. But in life, you also need some other skills to get better, or to be a better part of a team at a workplace. And also, you need to develop curiosity, resilience during your university years. This gets more and more focused attention nowadays. You need to be able to respect ideas and values of others, because we have a more and more diverse society, and this you can experience even at your workplaces. You also need to be able to face your mistakes and develop from the regression period or your failures. So some kind of self-awareness skill and self-reflective skill is also needed for progress. Here there's a list of these future skills. I wouldn't go into details. I hope that even the online participants can read it and you can read it in the room. What I would focus on, just to list 2 or 3 of those. Reflective competence I referred to. Digital skills, very important, of course. Decision-making competence in vague situations, in ambiguous situations, when you don't really know what the future brings. And communication competence within teamwork towards the society, of course, very important skills. Let's focus on the role of stakeholders now. I mentioned them, that they are real business ventures, helping students and helping the EEs or educational entrepreneurs to develop their skills better. or find a solution in a better way. Let's just check it. They also can show us or can show students what the work environment is, what their organizational cultures are, how to adapt to such circumstances. And also they can show you what they did, where they started from, and how did they reach their success. Also, they can also show students what the needs of society are, to be more target focused when finding the solution to the challenge. That is a summary for the advantages of the ILR courses. Interdisciplinary, that means, I also mentioned it earlier, students are not restricted by their own programs, but all program students can get into one ILR course, and they can share their different aspects to find the same, or not the same solution, to find a good solution to a shared challenge. Intercultural and cross-border, these are quite close to each other in meaning. Intercultural means that these ILR courses are with international students. Partner universities focus on having the balance of nationalities, balance of level of studies, and cross-border refers to the fact that some of the ILR courses involves traveling, but unfortunately we have a limit of financial background or financial support for this, so that is a limited part, but definitely it is part of the organization of ILR courses. You will see how we will have some students talking about their experiences. I emphasized real-life challenges and real-life solutions already, so let's go on to the last point. All study levels, students from all study levels can register for ILR courses, including PhD students, even first-year students at bachelor level. And now some practical details. I would call Dr. Zoltán Kókai to go on with the difficulties of Neptune and U3 science.
Thank you so much. So, university life is full of challenges. Probably one of the biggest challenges is handling Neptune. We all know Neptune. I heard that in the Greek mythology, this is the god of sea. And if you think about the sea, it's huge. It's larger than you. It's larger than any of us. So it has more power than we. But in university life, you can handle Neptune if you are careful. So the first thing is, if you want to participate in any iLiving labs, look at your Neptune system at the registration period of MATE. This is between the 1st and 10th of February this year. Later on, I will show on my slides what are the codes and the names of the courses. Of course, all the presentations we give you today will be uploaded to MATE website and you can download it there. But the first thing is, open your Neptune, look for iLiving Lab courses and go for the one which looks interesting for you. If you do not register in Neptune, you won't get credits. That's so easy, okay? Secondly, Neptune is only the system of MATE. And as you have heard, this is an international network. So probably some of your lecturers will be from a totally different university. Because of that, you need to register also at the website of E3UDRES². This is opening on the 10th of February and closing on the 3rd of March. There you can again choose the lab you are most interested in. Even if you check out the web page now, the registration is not open yet, but there are a lot of very useful information. How can you make your selection? When you make a registration at the E³UDRES² website, we kindly ask you to use your university email address. I know that Gmail, Yahoo, whatever is probably more convenient to you, but this was a request from the organizers of E³UDRES² that every university student have to use the university email for registration purposes. I inserted a guideline of the IT department on the link, so when you will click on that, you will get a help step by step how to use your university email. And as Judit already mentioned, traveling is an option. If you go for a lab which provides traveling, it's not 100% that you can go there. I don't want to talk about the news because university life have to talk about science. But if you read the news that you have heard that oil price has gone up incredibly. So what we are working on to give the more places we can for traveling, but it's very limited. So don't feel yourself down if you prefer a lab with traveling and finally you go to a lab without traveling. As you have heard, the new technologies like future skills is a kind of travel even if you are online. And if you are an international student at MATE, there is a check, a financial check, that double financing is not possible. So if you arrived with an Erasmus, then you are not eligible for travel mobility. If you arrive with Stipendium Hungaricum, it's very likely that you are eligible, but that's only a possibility, and we will see how the numbers are working. And these are the courses we have. iLiving Lab, you will find in all the names. Okay, so if you open up your Neptune and you do a search, if you type in the keywords iLiving Labs, you will see those. There are two institutes which are active now, the Institute of Engineering of Mechanical Sciences and the Institute of Food Technology. So because of that, everything which is started with letter M on the left-hand side belongs to the engineering, and everything which starts with letter E belongs to food. Thank you so much. That's what I wanted to tell you. If anybody feels lost during registration, please let us know and we will help you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the valuable instructions regarding Neptune registration and E³UDRES registration. Now I would like to call Sun Weizhe to go ahead with his presentation. We might have some technical break for 2 or 3 seconds. He's going to give us details about smart digital solution for food waste. So the topic belongs to circular economy.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sun Weizhe. You can call me Weizhe. I'm an educational educator of the iLiving Lab courses this semester. And the topic is about the smart digital solutions for sustainable food waste management.
Let's solve the problem by starting it again. Maybe it helps. No. Then we open it and close it. Let's see how it works.
Scroll to the mouse.
Wow, that's strange. Anyway, let's quit the full screen mode. Oh, I think that was your second slide.
Yes.
And that's why it didn't work. Actually, it was not the first, but the last slide.
In our team, there's 2 members, Mercy and me. Besides, there are some other T-shaped innovators, for example, Professor Zoltán, Kókai, and Kovacs. The future skills in our courses that you might get, as Judit just mentioned, focus on the cooperation, innovation, research, and knowledge. So if you are interested in this topic, and just let me know. So let's have a look of the short video.
Hey there, welcome to our iLiving Labs course, Smart Digital Solutions for Sustainable Food Waste Management. Your educational entrepreneur are Mercy and Weizhe. As we know, food is one of the basic needs for human beings, and over 40% were wasted what we put on our plates. Actually, food waste occurs along the entire spectrum of production, from the farm to distribution to retailers to the consumer. Reasons include loss of food, or inadequate climate control, losses from cooking, and intentional food waste. At the retail or consumption phases, the discarded food that's still fit for the consumption not only has the food waste, but also leads to the environment problems. The goal of this course is to use smart digital solutions to have a better management of food waste for sustainable development. For example, better management of food, preventing pollution, reduction of methane emissions from landfills, and a lower carbon footprint, realizing cost savings on labor through a more efficient handling, preparation, and storage method. Join us to use smart digital solutions to reduce the food waste and make the world better.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your valuable presentation and the video showing what a video pitch is like at the end of an ILL course. Until our 2 presenters are coming to the front, I'm telling you that now we will listen to some ideas about the classic and blended ILLs and how our presenters visited Belgium. But also, the classic ILL is the online version of the course. You can come in the meantime, and Adbul will start with those ideas presenting that version. So that without traveling, that is the one without traveling.
Okay, good morning to everyone that is listening at the online and also present here. So my name is Abdul and my colleague is Mátyás. We will be talking about the experiences in the, for me, I will be talking about the classic iLiving lab and as well as the blended iLiving lab, and my colleague Mátyás will be talking about the blended iLiving lab. So the classic iLiving lab is an online course, which is 6 weeks times. So I've been in a, what is it called, the challenge that is how robotics can help the microorganic cultivation in bio-waste recycling, which in this iLiving lab and all the iLiving lab, you need to do a project poster and also a pitch video, usually a 1 minute pitch video. And my colleague was working with me was from all around the E³UDRES partners, which is from the Portugal, Austria, Romania, Belgium, and also me, I'm representing Hungary. So basically, this is from the concept of how we are brainstorming all the concept, and we managed to find one solution of a prototype, which is a device that can measure microalgae, basically. So from this CLASIC iLiving lab, they asking us to like determine what future skills we want to be developed. So for me, I'm choosing design thinking, self-determination, and also ambiguity. Because of these future skills, I've developed further, more better than the ones that when I'm joining iLiving lab. So basically now I will be talking about the blended iLiving lab. The blended iLiving lab is basically a blending of 5 weeks of online courses and as well as 1 week that you are travel. For the blended iLiving lab, you are traveling to Belgium. So for me in the Belgium iLiving lab, there is 2 parts. There is the talent and also the energy. So I was in the talent, which is the create brand design and omnichannel experiences. For me, I have no idea what is omnichannel experiences is, but as far as we are discussing together with the stakeholders as well as the our team members, we managed to do a prototype that is from the discussion to a prototype for a well-being of students, basically. So, so my experience between this from online and when you're meeting people, because the field is different. When you meet people, you feel more engaged, and you feel when you communicate better. So for the future skills for this particular iLiving lab, I want to see myself my self-competence, future and design competence, and as well as a cooperation because of cooperation between other countries as well, and also the stakeholders. It has been an eye-opening for me because in the business world, because the stakeholder, they always help us like to understand what is the working, what is how startups could be. And this is like an eye-opening for me, like, oh, this is how startup should be. And from there, this prototype has been used with our stakeholder, and it has also been discussing further, although after your iLiving lab period. So in the Belgium week, basically we have, besides we are working on our poster and also video pitch, we also talking with entrepreneurs and also innovators, which they bring us to like companies, and we can talk to entrepreneurs, we can understand them further. What is the startup, what's their experience on it. And also not only when we are talking to the entrepreneurs, we also have fun, food, and also leisure, which we have ice skating, and also we have going out together and eating food together and so on. So I will pass my slide to Mátyás. Thank you.
Lukács Mátyás takes the floor.
Okay, so I'm Mátyás. I also participated in this ILL, although I was in an energy ILL, so it was a bit different topic. And for us, we basically developed a public transportation application which supported green ways of transportation. So I won't go into too much detail, only how we created or how we finalized this project, because that's the interesting part, I believe. So, and for this, I will talk a bit more about the onboarding week and the experience there, because that was quite unique, actually, all the activities there. So one activity was that we actually had to go out on the streets to find people and to connect with our customers, because you know, this is one of the biggest advantages of going for a blended ILL, is that you can get direct experience at the end, at the last week. And so this is actually, this was very interesting. I will tell a quick story about this. So we were out there trying to find people to ask, and it wasn't going very well. And until this man actually came to us asking whether we would be interested in his product, which was they were recycling, they were creating candles from recycled materials. And we of course we said that we are interested in your product, but are you interested in our product as well. So this is how it all started and how we started to roll actually. And it was just a very unique experience, and we bought a candle at the end as well. So, and this is another very great experience. So we had a chance to visit Korda campus, which is actually a huge business park, where you can meet a bunch of entrepreneurs, like 1 million of them everywhere. And so just walking around and getting to know the people there and talk to them, it was a very unique experience. It's a very direct experience. And we also had a very unique activity there when we had to create different teams, and in each teams we had to create a creative team, and then an engineering team, and then a sales or a marketing team. And we had to quickly develop some products. And the creative team actually drew the products, and then the engineering used Lego to build these products, which is brilliant in my opinion. And at the end, the sales department had to present it, create a story about it. So it was just a very unique experience as well. And it wasn't just the only one. So we had activities like this from early morning to late evening, actually. And you cannot really see the picture on the upper right corner, but that was actually a group meditation session. So can you believe that? And so this is how diverse the activities were. And we met a lot of business people and CEOs and tech people and whatnot, but we also met artists as well, and we could learn their stories, how they got where they wanted to be, and how they found their ikigai or drive in life, actually. So it was also very interesting. And combining all these together, all these practical experience, we could come up with, I believe, a very good product in the end. So all this came together in the end, and to finalize or fine-tune our product. So I believe this is all I wanted to say. It was a very unique experience, and I encourage everyone to try and go for the blended ILL if you can. But also just going for the classic one, you will still get a lot of very good experience, I believe. So thank you for listening. And we want to show you the video, I think.
Yes, so just a technical comment. There's a video here, but because of the lack of time and because of the technical difficulties, now you cannot see it. But when we upload all the material, it will be, of course, available on the university's website. So you can enjoy it. It's very good kind of summary of the camp in one word. All right, thank you for coming. And let's go on with the intensive ILL, the third type of ILL, with Stefan, Savo, Micevic, who were in Latvia.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so hello everyone, my name is Stefan, and I'm going to tell you about the third part of the ILL, or the third type, which is the intensive one. Last year I got a chance to go to Latvia. It happened in two phases. The first phase was the so-called onboarding week, which happened online, and it was the period where we had lectures with all the professors or educational entrepreneurs that were invested in the program, and they gave us all the tools that we needed for the following week, which was on site. Don't ask me what are the tools, but I'm sure they were helpful. And also in this phase, I met all the students that were there, and we created groups and got our topics for the following week. Then we, as the Hungarian team, traveled together to Latvia, and we traveled to Recruitment University, which is in a small town called Valmiera. And there we started working on our challenge. Inside Latvia, as I said, we got our topics, we created teams, and we also talked to some specialists in the field of the given problem we had. My team specifically had the problem of solving problems in the physiotherapy industry, which were connected to some administration problems that the doctors and the patients had, and also to increase the efficiency of the overall physiotherapy experience. The intensive ILL happened in 5 days. It was very intense, 8 to 12-hour work days, where we worked to prototype our solution. You can see, if anyone is interested, you can scan the QR and you can see our prototype, which was the app and the website, which had integrated AI solution for exercising at home, as well as solving the administrative problems. At the end of the ILL, we had a 5 or 3 minute showdown in front of the business people that could potentially help us, which can help us maybe push our prototype to the next level. And at the end of the showdown, of course, we went home. But anyway, solving the problem was very interesting because people participating in ILL come from all different backgrounds. I come from a science background. There were people from business, economy, communication, IT, and all of these different departments. So it's quite interactive. All of them are from different levels, bachelor's, master's, PhD. So solving it was very interesting. And as the final outcome that I always say, it was very nice experience to get out of the monotone academic bubble that we all are, and to basically open your horizons, however lame it sounds. It's a very interesting experience. And at the end, I would always recommend to try to get this intensive ILL, because it is a fully funded experience, and who doesn't like to travel for free? Thank you.
Thank you. But again, this was really encouraging, but let me emphasize that again, resources are not infinite. So, okay, so now András Revoly takes the floor, and the topic is vertical farms in cities. That is an ILL course that is going to be organized in this spring semester. So now we can have a kind of brief insights into what work those who register for this session will carry on.
Hello, I'm happy to present you a brand new online IIL. So this is without traveling. The title is Vertical Farms in Cities, and this topic is related to urban health and circular economy. My name is András Revoly. I will work as an educational entrepreneur, and I will have a partner from UPT, Valentin Csupe. We will upload his data also. We will talk about the vertical farms. So this is a closed crop production system. The trays are in a multi-layer structures, and we use artificial lighting, and we control all the possible parameters to achieve maximum crop output. Also, we collect data, and besides images, to evaluate the results. Of course, vertical farms have advantages and disadvantages. Advantages are that this technology is sustainable. Will produce for us more food per square meter, and can be effective controlled in every way. But the most important disadvantages are high starting investment costs and the high power consumption, which is a very big problem nowadays. So with artificial intelligence, we will control the right recipes, the right programs, and using the artificial lighting, we can identify diseases and estimate the biomass. This will be the task. And during this ILL, we can improve all the future skills, but I might the most important ones. The design thinking method, for example, digital literacy, and for example, cooperation skills. And thank you very much. My presentation will be uploaded to the website.
Thank you for this summary. Hopefully some students who are interested in AI will join and will be able to register in both ways, as we emphasized at the beginning. Now we would like to show you something which we haven't mentioned yet, because E³UDRES project also focuses on student representatives, or I mean, focusing on students who should be represented in the project management as well. And now I would like Bhekisisa to come to tell you some words about how student representatives cooperate and work for students and also for the whole project's success.
Oh, good morning to everyone. I'm happy to see so many familiar faces to me. As Judit has already introduced me, my name is Bhekisisa Andreas Nxumalo, and I am doing masters in plant biotechnology, and also I am a founder of a non-government organization which has been active in South Africa for 8 years and providing extension services. But today I'll speak about my experience as a member of the student representative board of the E³UDRES². And to give you a view of what the E³UDRES² student representative board is. So this is a student-centered structure which represent students which come from these various institutions which form the alliance. And it actually composed into different structures, if I'm explaining it right. There is an executive board, and also there is a student representative board where some of us, I think we are 7, and most of them are here. And we also have Fernanda, who represents us in the executive board. And in that corner, you see the vice and the chairperson of the E³UDRES² student representative board, and that is us there. We are the members, and those are the members of UPL in Romania, Timișoara. So to dive into the highlights, which are more about our trip to Romania, which was 4 months ago in October. We visited Romania, and one of the highlights, we had a privilege to visit on site one of youth-led organizations, which actually focused and managed different programs which were targeting youth and different age groups within the youth age group. And another highlight which I would like to point out was actually the relationship. I saw a relationship, a very definable relationship between the universities and the society institutions which are academic or non-academic, and also within the university itself. I saw a very definable relationship between the disciplines. I can propose something to another department, maybe to make a prototype within the university. And another thing I would say, or I would like to that highlight was this, like collaboration. We had the chance to listen to different presentations from different young innovators, and most of them, they kept on citing the university. So you could see the power of young people collaborating with either the university or outside stakeholders. And this is actually just pictures of what was happening there. There were different forums, and here, if you were there, you could see that indeed the E³UDRES student representative board is taken serious, and also it's a student-centered structure. And in conclusion, I would just like to highlight that after coming from Romania, because one of the presentations they spoke about an AI-based waste sorting technology. And when we came back here, we then tried to actually pitch that to a pitch on about social hackathon. And that to me was another testimony of how the student representative board and getting the exposure can be beneficial to me and also to you as an individual and future member. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Hopefully there are other students who find kind of enthusiasm and get connected to the student representatives. At this point, I would stop for 1 second to ask if anyone has a question in the room, because Fernanda is also ready to answer regarding student representatives' work. I mean, because we are also collecting the questions from the online participants, and we will answer those questions at the end of the program today. But at this point, if anyone wants to or intends to ask something, you have the chance to do so. No one? Okay, then I would call Bence Tarr, sorry for this unexpected turn in the event, to go ahead. This is AI, so artificial intelligence, the topic, and I also stop talking and give the floor to him to go on with the title.
Okay, well, welcome everybody. My name is Bence Tarr, and I would like to promote my ILL, which is called Machine Learning Use Cases for Sustainable Agriculture and Food Quality. It's a complicated name, but the ILL is not that complicated. Don't be afraid. Okay, who I am, who will help you during this ILL. I'm Bence Tarr, an assistant lecturer and a PhD student at the Hungarian University of Agriculture and Life Sciences, called MATE. Okay, what will we find out together? We will find out discover low-code and low-code AI solutions. So well, machine learning and AI are the words that you hear all the time. Don't be afraid of it, okay? It's not just coding, it's not just about coding. And if you don't like coding that much, but you're still interested in how you can use the AI in real life, in agriculture, in food, or in any topic, that's what we will find out together, okay? What skills you need to join this ILL, okay? First of all, have an interest in this topic, that's the most important thing. And then you have to be ready to learn new things, because we will find out together the best tools for creating an application for our idea, and we will do it. So we learn a new thing and we'll learn how to apply it, okay? And again, don't be afraid if you're not a coder, not an informatic guy, or a woman or girl, don't be afraid, we can still do the challenge together. Okay, who we can help with this challenge? Well, we can help anybody who works in agriculture. Let's think of farmers or whatever. We can help those who participate in food industry at any level, even for consumers. Okay, so we will find out the best idea together inside this topic, and we will build an application for that on a prototype. Yes. What outcomes we will have at the end of the ILL? As I told you, we will have an AI solution, an idea to have safe food and to create better quality food for everybody. We will develop a beta application together, okay, that's a real working solution that we can present to our stakeholders if it's necessary. And of course, we'll develop the future skills which should be developed inside the ILL, like communication skills, creative problem solving. We will learn how to work collaboratively together, and we will learn to use new technology and not afraid of it, but use for our benefit. So that's all. If you're interested in this topic, if you want to work together, then I'm waiting you in my topic, which is inside, I think, AI and robotics or something like that, and we will find it, okay? Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much for this summary. And now maybe you are, over and done with AI. Let's go on to food. Another summary of an ILL by Adrienn Varga-Tóth that is connected to aging and well-being. And the idea is how to boost motivation of learners in higher education. Motivation is some kind of key in education, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. So thank you very much. As Jutka mentioned, my name is Adrienn Varga-Tóth or Adrienn Varga-Tóth. It's up to you. So first of all, I have to let you know that it's a very, very personal driven topic because unfortunately, I have to become sometimes an examiner or examiner if you want. And as far as I heard from my students, I am a very wicked one. So, well, I figured out that maybe when I am working with my students for their bachelor or master or even PhD thesis works as well, or we are learning for a specific exam, I am not just wicked, but we are lost or we are losing our motivation. So, well, I told you it's a very personal background or motivation why I would like to run an iLiving lab in that topic. Well, I studied food science as most of you here in the room, and I learned that I make my work accurate if my final product is good in quality point of view. For instance, if I am working in a bakery and I am baking bread, I would like to have a great and very delicious bread as my final product. And if it's not working, I made something wrong, so I have to start it from the very beginning. So I feel the same as well at this moment. I am working my job sometimes quite properly. Sometimes I don't know, maybe not so very good because my students say that I am a wicked examiner. I don't know. So basically, that was the key driver when I was thinking about this challenge. And I think it is really a key driver during your studies, during your work, and even in your whole life. So you have always some kind of motivation. And well, I was thinking about what does motivation mean? Well, even the artificial intelligence, the chat boots have already some ideas regarding motivation. We have several theories for motivation. I am pretty sure that during the iLiving lab, we are going to work on these theories and we will go forward because just learning the theory doesn't make an iLiving lab because iLiving lab is a very living one. So I think that I can promise you that we will turn the theoretical knowledge into practical experiences. Secondly, I can promise you that we are going to have a better point of view. So we are going to have a challenge for you as the end user of a design thinking method to use our final product or prototype. And finally, I think that during our iLiving labs, we are going to turn our future skills into real existing practical skills as well. And what I can't promise you, but I hope that we can do, that I will or we will find a secret ingredient in the recipe called success, which we can use for your thesis working or graduating from the university, or maybe in our real life when we are starting to work. So that's my iLiving lab. I am happy if you contact me for further questions, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Adrienn. This was encouraging, except the idea that you are wicked. Right. At the moment, we are waiting for my colleague from Gödöllő, Edith Szabadtálási, who is helping us from another room and moderating today's event. She is going to talk about E3²UDRES BootCamp, a program coming up in July. Is that right? And also, she's most probably bringing some questions for the Q&A sessions. Is that right? All right, without the slide.
Okay, hello everyone. Actually, I didn't prepare with the presentation, just one slide, one picture, but it will be coming soon in your mailbox. It will be shown in your even in your social media groups and the Facebook pages as well. Basically, the bootcamp is a 5-day intensive program based on your gained future skills and your soft skills as well. And what you have to know about E³UDRES bootcamp is this year it will take place in Hungary, and following the ILL ideas like you're working in groups using the co-creation, design thinking, and all the cooperative skills that you have gained throughout the semester. The only difference is it's 5 days, very intensive 5 days, and only the selected students can participate in that. For the pre-selection period that you can find, for the pre-selection period, students can bring their own ideas. Basically, bring your own device is basically bring your own challenge. You can present your own challenge within a pitch format, a short presentation format. You don't need to find solution for the pitching session for the pre-selection. You just need to present the emerging issue in your region or whatever that is important for you. And this year, the topic of the bootcamp will be about food, anything that is related to food, even if you are not a food science student, but with your background knowledge and your study field, like speaking of the AI, the vertical gardens, or the whatever our teachers were talking about, or maybe you're good at marketing or supply chain management, on anything with your study background, will add to this cooperative teamwork. So that's all for now, and details are coming soon. Check your mailbox, follow our Facebook pages as well. And I got 2 questions. When somebody asked how can I apply from, how can I register please from Kaposvár campus? It's the same, like basically it will be in your curriculum, and you can register for the subject via Neptune, as Professor Kókai mentioned in the beginning. And I received another question via email from Erasmus students who are joining for the spring semester. Those students will receive their Neptune work throughout this week, but they will be still able to join and register for the classes as well. And I go back to check if there are more questions, and I give the floor back to the next one.
Thank you so much for coming to us, helping us throughout the whole event. Anyway, yes, so we haven't emphasized it yet that the ILL courses are for all students of our university and all students of our partner universities. We actually are having most probably online participants from Portugal, as I could see on the registration sheet. So yes, from Kaposvár campus or from Keszthely, from any of our campuses, it is possible to find a proper topic for you, the proper ILL. Contact your future course leader, and everyone is free and ready to answer your questions in the meantime. Anyone here to ask any questions regarding either the registration or the topics you saw, any work which is going on throughout the semester regarding ILL courses or the project? If not at this point, I would change the language, because we also targeted some Hungarian students, and I would also invite Mátyás again to take the floor and give you use our mother tongue to address Hungarian students' problems now. It's very difficult to change, de most már elkezdek magyarul beszélni. Maybe before that, some of the online participants might decide to log out. So I would say goodbye to them and thank you for your participation. Now we switch into Hungarian language, but please, you who are here in the room, do not go away, because after the event we can have some informal words. If you do not want to ask anything publicly, but you would ask something in person from any of the presenters, you can. And also we have some sweets here, so don't rush away, please.
Yes, and I will be very brief, I promise. Okay, szóval, akkor csak hogy megmutassam, hogy tudok magyarul is beszélni. Egyébként hányan értik, amit mondok?
Vannak magyar regisztrált hallgatók,
tehát
nem is kevesen az online résztvevők közül.
Tehát én Lukács vagyok, PhD tanuló matén. Ez volt az első ILL-em, amit az előző szemeszterben csináltam, és igazából csak egy pár dolgot szeretnék tényleg kiemelni, hogy ahogyan arról már többször volt szó, annak, aki nem kifejezetten szeretne utazni, annak nem feltétlenül muszáj. Tehát klasszikus ILL-t is lehet ugye választani, és akkor igazából nem kell a kis hazánk határait átlépni, de annak, aki nyilvánvalóan én esetemben, én elsősorban azért jelentkeztem, hogy utazzak, nekem kétszer is volt rá lehetőségem, úgyhogy mindenki megtalálja magának való tapot igazándiból. Akkor nyilvánvalóan az, hogy maga az angol nyelv. Ez egy kitűnő lehetőség, talán nehéz is ennél jobbat találni egyébként szerintem az angol nyelvtanulásra. Viszont az, aki azt gondolja, hogy mindenki perfektül beszél angolul egy ilyen ILL-be, hát ez nagyon téved, mert direkt kiraktam egyébként az összes Magyarországon kívüli összes ILL résztvevőt, néhányan még nincsenek benne, csak lesznek, de csak azért is, hogy ezek közül hány az, akinek az első nyelve az angol. Egyiknek sem. Úgyhogy csak azért mondom, hogy igen, vannak, akik rendkívül jól beszélnek angolul, nyilvánvalóan, viszont vannak olyanok, akik szinte abszolút nem. És ezért vannak ezek ilyen okosan felépítve igazán ezek az ILL-ek, hogy mindenki részt tud venni a projektben, mindenki értelemben hozzá tud járulni, függetlenül attól, hogy milyen jól beszél angolul. És ez igen, életem legkreatívabb piája. Tehát ezt nem tudom, hogy mennyire emeltük ki eddig, de ugye ez egy 6 kredites választható tárgy. Én nem tudom most, hogy vannak a választható tárgyak, de kétlem, hogy túl sok lenne közülük, ami 6 kredites. Úgyhogy aki pontgyűjtő körútra akar szerződni, annak is egy kifejezetten jó lehetőség. Lehet, hogy ezeket volna kezdeni. Úgyhogy én mindenkit biztatok arra, hogy magyar hallgatóként is, én magyar hallgató vagyok és túléltem, úgyhogy minél többen jelentkezzetek, mert feltétlenül megéri, én úgy gondolom. Most én nagyon csak ennyit szeretem volna elmondani. Bárkinek bármi kérdése van, arra nagyon szívesen válaszolok én is. Ugye látható a dián az elérhetőségem, illetve Adriennt is zaklatják nyugodtan, hogyha van kérdésetek. Úgyhogy köszönöm szépen.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I think we summed up all what we wanted to say and what we wanted to tell you. I would close the live event finally, and I would again encourage you who are here not to go away right now, but stay for a second and let's have a kind of informal meeting. Or do we have some questions? Yeah. Oh, we have one more question without stopping or before we stop. What is going on the live event? What does it depend on? Which country we travel to? Yeah, maybe Zoltán. There are several factors. So what does it depend on which country we travel to?
Yes, not every university offers an ILL which is including traveling. So this semester, Belgium and Latvia are the two places which are offering traveling. The who can travel depends on how many people are how many people are choosing that lab, how fast they are, how many of them are eligible for traveling, which means financially okay. And finally, E³UDRES is believing in diversity. So if there is a lab and these ILS are not really big to keep them interactive, like 8, 10 people, and there are 5 universities, they try to balance. So there won't be 8 from Mate and 2 from others, okay? So only 2 universities are offering such programs. How fast you are eligible for traveling and diversity. So it's not an official statement what I say, it's just my personal. Take it as a challenge if you want to travel. If you got it, take a big smiley and put 100% into it. If it doesn't work now, don't give up. Go for a classic ILL. E³UDRES is about ILS, not about traveling. Traveling is just a bonus. Thank you.
And also, I think we can emphasize that Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship holders are not excluded, not at all, because of the double financing problem. Somehow we did find a solution earlier as well. So not only Hungarian students with no scholarship by the state are allowed to go. As you could see on the photos, as you could see our presenters, the students are all with Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship. So there is a solution for that. Yeah. So if there are no other questions on your part, let's say goodbye to our online listeners and let's have the friendly chat. Goodbye. Can I have a word about this? This QR code leads you to the E³UDRES registration interface for this spring. So it's a good idea to take a photo of it or just search for it with your QR code reader and save the website. But of course, this poster will be also included on our website. And first, I would like to say something.
Regarding registration, like if you register already in the NAPTO, do you need to register also in the Elgin website?
Exactly. This is what Zoltán has emphasized, that there are double registration procedures going on. It's very important. It's not enough to register only in Neptune and then you think you are over and done with it and you are in. No, from the 10th of February, as you will see on the slide again, E³UDRES registration interface, this one, opens, and then you need to repeat your registration there. This is what all the students from all partner universities